No one remembered hiring her. Not a single person. Not HR. Not the house manager. Not even the CEO himself. And yet, she had been working in the house for 3 years. She cleaned, cooked, organized, moved through the house quietly, efficiently, always present, never noticed. That was the first thing that didn't make sense. Because in a house where everything was documented, she didn't exist on paper. No file, no ID, no record of employment, nothing. At first, it didn't matter, because she was useful, reliable, invisible in the way people often ignore what feels constant. Until the CEO died. It wasn't expected. No illness, no warning. One day he was there, the next he wasn't. The family arrived quickly, expecting control, authority, inheritance. Instead, they received something else. Confusion, because the entire company had been left to her. Not partially, not shared, completely. The maid, a woman no one could prove existed. At first, they assumed it was a mistake, a legal error, something that could be corrected. But the documents were solid, signed, witnessed, final. And when they turned to her, she didn't react, didn't argue, didn't explain. She simply accepted it, like it had always been hers. That was when the questions started. Questions that should have been asked years ago. Where did she come from? Who brought her in? Why had no one ever seen her outside the house? The deeper they looked, the stranger it became. There were small moments, easy to ignore at first, times when she seemed to know things before they happened. Decisions the CEO made that matched suggestions she had quietly made days earlier. It was subtle, almost invisible, but once seen, it couldn't be unseen. She hadn't just been working there. She had been influencing everything. One of the children tried to confront her, demand answers, demand proof. She didn't resist. She didn't defend herself. She just asked one question, to name a single moment in the past 3 years when she had not been there. No one could answer, because she had always been there, in the background, at the edges of every moment, like something your mind chooses not to notice, until it becomes important. The final discovery came from old security footage, archived, forgotten. The cameras showed the house years earlier, before she was supposed to exist. Staff moved through the halls. The CEO worked in his office. Everything looked normal, until someone noticed her, in the background, walking through the corridor, years before she was ever hired. That was when the truth began to form. She hadn't entered their lives. She had been inserted, carefully, gradually, records altered, memories shaped, details adjusted over time, not suddenly, but slowly enough that no one noticed. And the CEO had known. That was the final piece. He hadn't been manipulated. He had been working with her, preparing, structuring everything, so that when the time came, ownership would transfer seamlessly. No resistance, no reversal, because legally, everything pointed to her, and mentally, everyone had already accepted her presence. She didn't take control. She inherited it, exactly as planned. And the most unsettling part wasn't how she got there. It was how easily everyone accepted that she had always